Hello and welcome to another video. Now in this video we'll be exploring the 140 route between Pennycook and Musselburgh. Some nice places to see along there. Now we've already covered Pennycook and Lone Head and Roslin on the 37 video. So if you want to see those places, just watch that video. We'll start off in Lasswade at the Laird and Dog. That's where we'll pick up today's video, so meet me there. Now we'll start today at the Laird and Dog Inn. The Laird and Dog has been a landmark here for hundreds of years, and there are pictures in black and white of people coming in their horses to come here to eat and sleep. I think even Rabbi Burns came here. Now the word laird is a Scottish word for an owner of a piece of land, and he would often bring his dog with him. It's a good place to eat. They've got friendly staff, nice wooden floors, and they do pub quizzes and live music each week. And just along here is an old paper mill, and we'll go and have a visit here. So this is Lasswade area, and we'll go and visit the old mill. So here we are at the old mill, called the paper mill. It used to be a place where they made paper, and where there's paper there's water. If you can't make paper without water, and the River Esk runs right behind. There's now a place to eat similar to the Laird and Dog. Let's have a closer look. This is the paper mill food menu. Pause the video for a closer look to various meals. I'll go and have a look at the Esk again. Now the Laird and Dog is just along there. I like this arch of the bridge. That's a lot of skill put into building that. Now later on we'll have a look at where the Esk meets the Forth, but that's later on. Right now we'll have a look at another area that has some history in it, a park in Dalkeith. Now just across the road from the Laird and Dog there's this nice footpath, and we'll explore this just before we go to Dalkeith. It's nice to look at, and there's a river, the River Esk goes this way too, so we can have a look at that. There's the River Esk as it makes its way along through Lothian to Musselburgh. Hear the power of the river. Right, here we have the War Memorial for Lasswade. There's the 4 sides for all those who died during World War I. Now, Lasswade is a small place just now, even smaller back then, so that's a lot of people for, that would be a lot of people even for now. Let's have a look at this nice footpath. Remember, this can all be seen from the 140 and 141 bus route. Well, we've got some cows here. A very moving experience. This one took one look at me and went back to sleep. It seems to have woken up again. Moo. Very nice. Wonder what cows think about. We've now reached King's Park in Dalkeith. Now just across the road is the Morrison's store. That Morrison's store used to be a bus depot. owned by First Group. And First Group pulled out, the depot shut down, and it became a Morrison's. Probably makes more money with the shop than what it did with the buses. Let's have a look around this park. Like all parks, there's a variety of trees to look at. There's a bowling club in the park that'll keep some entertained, and then this huge big field. I imagine that they play rugby over here, perhaps even football. Let's have a closer look over this way. This tells you what you can do in the park and a bit of history too. So if you want to come to this park, come to this thing, the main road is just there. First thing you see is this sign, and you can, a little map that tells you what there is to see and do. Now there's another park at the other side of Dalkeith called the Dalkeith Country Park. We'll go and visit that next. So here we are in Dalkeith Country Park, a map of the area. It says we are here. Now it's such a big park, we'll not be able to see everything, but I'll show you some things you can visit. There's the Dalkeith Palace, the Lodge, the Ice House, Lugton Hall, Montague Bridge. I'll try and have a look at some of those today. I'll give you an idea of places to visit if you ever want to come. It shows a whole lot of things and places you can visit. Now, let's visit Montague Bridge. See what we can see there. Now, I think head down in this direction. There's lots of nice trees in here. So let's get exploring. We have Dalkeith Palace over there, and we'll have a walk up here to see what we can find. Most of the walks in here are surrounded by big trees, and you'll see all kinds of wildlife, birds, squirrels, things like that. So we're on the bridge now, looking across to the palace, Dalkeith Palace. There is the River Esk. River Esk is right there, making its way to Musselburgh. Let's have a look on the other side of the bridge. The river's getting rather low. Haven't had as much rain lately. Some of us think we've had lots of rain, but that says otherwise. Right, so I've shown you enough of the country park for you to know what it's like, and there's lots of woodland walks you can come and explore and see. So I'll head to Musselburgh now and have a look at what we can see there. This is Louisvale Park, just across the road from the grammar school in Musselburgh. There's a play park with a zip line. There's lots of other things to see in here, so we'll go exploring. I never knew this was here, in Avery. I've passed this road end thousands of times, but never seen this in here. A finch of some kind. What is that bird? Do you know what it is? Ah, plenty to others to see as well. All chirping away. Budgies. I can hear them, but I can't see them. Right, there's one at the back. There's a parrot, a parakeet. Can't quite make it out. That one's cleaning itself. It's a shame you have to be behind bars.
I remember there used to be one like that in London.
The entrance to the aviary is up there. This is the entrance to the aviary. I'll have a walk up this way. I'm not quite sure what this is, but it looks a nicely built structure. You can have bands playing in there or shelter from the rain. I don't know which it's used for. There's no plaque saying what it is. It looks nice anyway. There's a local cricket club. The pavilion, cricket pavilion, and the cricket ground itself. Plenty to see here in Louisville Park. A park I've passed many times in the past, but never knew all of this was here. So Louisville Park comes out at this little lane, and across the road there's a Roman fort, which I'll go and visit that. Here in Inveresk there's the Musselburgh Town Trail, which this plaque tells you all about. It's a very old part of the area, with settlements dating back 2,000 years. So if you like your history and visiting old things, come to Inveresk, just outside of Musselburgh. The Roman fort is on that map, and I think we go up this way. So let's go and look for the Roman fort. The fort no longer exists, but this is where it used to be, right at the end of the footpath from where we were. That field is where the Roman fort was. Let's do a bit more exploring. I'm currently on Newbiggin, Musselburgh, and I've come across this, the cast iron workshop of Ossett. Now, Ossett's a place in England, so why is this here? There's 4 plaques, there's a second and 2 more up there. So I don't know what that's about. Why are those plaques there? Why does there have to be 4 of them? Well, we'll make our way down to the High Street now and have a look at what's going on there. This is Musselburgh High Street, where all the shops are. Now that there used to be a good place to eat fish and chips, but it closed down. There's lots of places to see here. Up the other end of the High Street there's some information about the River Esk. It's almost at the point where it reaches the River Forth, and we'll visit that a bit later on. But first we'll have a look at the bus depot here. What's so exciting about a bus depot? Well, I'll show you. Here we have the depot for East Coast buses, which is owned by Lothian buses. First group used to own this depot, but they weren't making enough money, so they pulled out the area. Now the depot used to have asbestos, that when Lothian took it over, they cleared it all away. We're now down at the River Esk, and we'll follow it to the River Forth. Some nice things to see along here. There's even some geese. The area is always well looked after with flowers. So let's have a walk along the riverside. See what we can find. The river flows quite quickly through the town to make sure you don't get caught in it. There's some geese. I'm sure we'll see quite a few more as we walk along. There's Bridge Street, named because the bridge goes over it. We've got a rather low bridge here. Let's walk underneath. My head just clears the top. There are lots of geese here. This goose has a different coloured beak to this goose. Pigeons decided to come to say hello. Haw, 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 haw. They've all started singing. Ducks. We've come a bit further along now. Not so many geese along here. Seem to be confined down to that other end. There's still some things to see up here. There's some ducks there. Somewhere. Duck right there. Walking about. Plenty of seagulls. There's a sign back there saying not to feed the seagulls. I think they've got plenty of food anyway. Right, let's keep going along here and they'll eventually get to the River Forth. Now that there is the River Forth. And this is the Esk. So we'll have a walk along this bridge and along there and have a closer look at the Forth. Now this footpath is part of the John Muir Way, and the houses over there are all different colours. Some of them are reflecting in the river. And listen to this waterfall for a few seconds. So there's the waterfall from a bit further along, and we go along here a bit and we arrive at where the Esk meets the Forth. There's even a swan out there. Now let's head to that side and look back across this way. See what we can find there. We'll try and get up to that bit. Get a better view of the Forth from there. So as you can see, the River Forth out there, the tide is out and there's a bit of land where different birds can come. And there's an information post here about the different birds that you can see when the tide is out on that bit of land over there. You can see swans, oyster catchers, ducks, all kinds of things. This footpath goes out to Dunbar, which is a long, long walk. That's a walk for perhaps another day, another vlog. And this one will just go as far as where the Esk meets the Forth, which isn't all that far from here. So we've reached the point where the River Esk meets the River Forth. We can also see the Pentland Hills and Arthur's Seat. And well over this way, you can see Berwick Law and North Berwick. So I hope you found that video interesting. I do think though that those cows were rather rude not to say hello when I approached them. They just kept sleeping. Well, I suppose it's their loss. And we got to see where the River Esk meets the Forth. So that was something exciting to see. And there was some nice geese to look at too. So in our next video we'll be going to Selkirk. Some nice places to see there. Some very old historic places. But in the meantime, head over to the Family Fun Pack channel where you see what they got up to during a recent road trip. Not everything goes to plan. The Family Fun Pack channel, a great family channel to watch. Well, until next time, that's Paul for now.